back to the Sports Wrap. Yianni Gresh is here, and it was this Dolphins team, this time last year, Week 17, that ruined the Pats' chance at a bye, and then that led to the wild card exit, and then that whole thing blowing up. Here we are almost a year later, and these two teams are heading in different directions, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Miami is clearly on the rise, and when you look at some of the pieces that they have in place already, Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback, they're pretty stacked at running back. I think they're competitive at wide receiver, but they can always get better. Gesicki is a tight end, definitely on the rise. I mean, he doesn't look like Gronk per se. He's more of that kind of like longer, leaner tight end that kind of plays like a wide receiver. And they went and made some veteran moves on the offensive line, Ted Karras being one of them. So they brought in some guys that could stabilize that offense around that youth. And then defensively, they've been flying around like a bunch of hornets, and that's where Brian Flores' side of the ball is. They've done a great job of tackling the football all year long, and that's going to be one of the keys to a Patriots win. They got to take care of the ball, because if they could force Pat Mahomes into mistakes, what are they going to force these Patriot quarterbacks into?
Mahomes, 3 interceptions. That Dolphins secondary has been pretty good. All right, I want to go to the quarterback position. Obviously, it was Ryan Fitzpatrick back in Week 1 when the Pats rolled Miami. I say rolled. It was actually pretty close in the end.
Sure.
But now it's Tua Tagovailoa. Going back to the whole Belichick versus rookie QBs, we saw it versus Justin Herbert. How do you see that matchup playing out?
Well, this is interesting because for the first time, one of these young quarterbacks has somebody from the defensive side of the ball, right? So when you think about who would have been that last defensive coach that would have been a head coach that might have been in this spot, maybe Romeo Crennel. But now you look at it, and it's a guy who understands how Bill Belichick frustrates young quarterbacks. And I think that's a big advantage for Brian Flores in Miami, because he can prepare him. And by the way, he was also prepared every week by Nick Saban at the University of Alabama. So while I do think the Patriots can force some other guys around him into some mistakes, I'm actually kind of optimistic that Tua is not going to soil himself and make it easy for New England. He's got a lot of things working for him in terms of understanding how old Bill B. Hoodsworth would be thinking.
Pat's offense, we've asked this a couple weeks in a row. Can it get worse? Can it get worse? Pretty bad against the Rams. I know you're saying stick with Cam more for a culture situation, not giving up on the season. What can the offense do this week?
Well, they're going to have to try to establish the run, obviously, because it's really their only way to consistently move the ball. But that said, I wish I had an answer for it, because honest to God, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
How easy is it to prepare for the Pats when you know they don't have a lot of...
That's a great question, and it's really try to take Cam out of the running game. Like, I think a lot of it is make sure Cam doesn't beat you. Look, if Cam Newton throws for 300 yards, first of all, we'd all be shocked. Second of all, people would be screaming, pay him $100 million. And third of all, you would have a Miami like, it doesn't correlate for the Patriots to have a big offensive day. It would be shocking if Cam Newton were able to fling the bean, but Miami might look at it and say, heck with it, they can't throw. Let's load up against the run, and let's force Cam Newton to have to throw the ball and then play man coverage on the wide receivers on the outside. This could be a scary matchup for the Patriots from a schematic standpoint, because Flores is going to know how to match up against these New England players.
All right, he's Yianni Gresh, be in here all week talking Patriots and Dolphins ahead of this game on Sunday. Much more from the Sports Wrap coming up right after this.